What's up, Internet? It's Jeremy, your realtor, and we're looking at Chandler and Gilbert today for the Tuesday market update on March 5th. Let's get into the numbers. Chandler's going to start us off. Now, Chandler's graph, we see some slightly different trends we were expecting. I was expecting more houses to come on the market in February. We actually dipped on the number of new houses, even though the number of houses on the market is still increasing. So, but what we're going to see is if we don't continue to add a lot of new houses and we have a bunch of new buyers, we'll actually probably see prices strengthen a little bit. But the supply and demand thing works like that. If we've got not a lot of houses, people are going to be willing to offer more than asking or offer a little bit more than they would maybe if they had some other options. So still really strong for sellers right now, but I know buyers can find good deals. I found a couple this weekend for a client. So listing prices here, sold at median average sale price. As we talked before, dipped in January, but kind of popped up a little bit in February. Houses are not losing value. We're not going to see that, but we're going to see a slowdown in the appreciation, more like 4%, 5% versus the 7 or 8 we've been seeing. Here's the absorption rate. This has changed a lot, obviously, with a bunch of new listings, and especially in January, so few buyers. We saw a big tick up, so we're at 2 months. Now, when we hit 3 months, on the absorption rate, we're kind of in a balanced market. Anything less than 3 months, still leaning toward being a seller's market. So definitely not the month that we had, like when there was only a month of houses available. That was crazy. But 2 months, that's a good thing. It means we got a lot of inventory. Days on market, we expected this. As there's more houses on the market, we're gonna see a longer time period for stuff to sell. So let's go into the stats here. This is actually, since I started doing this update, this is the smallest year-over-year growth that we've seen, but it's still growth. Like I said, we're not losing values, but 3.69% growth year-over-year. And then the days on market, this is the interesting part, is that days on market are only 1 day different from last year. We're at 59 versus 60 last year, and I think we're just gonna continue to see this uptick. Unless March and April, we don't see a lot of new houses. We expect to, but if that happens, that's what we'll see. If I could predict the future, I would buy a lottery ticket and I wouldn't ever work again. Now I would work, but I'd buy a boat and do snorkeling tours in the Caribbean or Cozumel. That's what I would do. Okay, here's the stats. Shows a breakdown of the houses that were sold in Chandler. I want to know who bought that one for $30,000 to $39,000 in 2018. That's impressive. Probably a mobile home, but anyway. So that's kind of your rundown of the price points and what sold. Still seeing the bulk of stuff between $250,000 and $400,000 in Chandler. So here's Gilbert. This graph looks almost identical to Chandler's graph. So big uptick in January of new houses, kind of softened a little bit in February. Still, more houses came on the market than there were buyers, so we're still seeing more houses available. Pricing, instead of like Chandler ticked up a little bit in February, this one actually showed a little bit of a dip. I'll show you why in a second. It's because there was like a house that sold for over like $4 million. So that's gonna throw your average off any day of the week. So, and then absorption rate, same thing that we saw in Chandler, shooting up to about 2 months, which again, still strong, still leaning toward a seller's market. Days on market, again, just like Chandler, seeing an increase. We're expecting that. That's nothing shocking or surprising, and still 60 days on market, still not that bad. It's 2 months. So, but you have, the reason I share this is because you want to have realistic expectations. So if something sells in like 30 days, that was fast. If something doesn't sell by day 60, you know you're at the average point, so you should be maybe looking at things, and maybe we're not advertising, marketing the house right. Maybe it's not priced quite right. Maybe there's something that's turning buyers off. You know, the days on market just kind of give you as a seller an accurate idea of how long you should expect for the house to take to sell. But if it's priced right and it's a beautiful house, they can still sell over a weekend. I saw that happen this last weekend. So here's the stats. Even went up just a little bit less in Gilbert, again, because of that one house. Going to throw off the averages, but still an increase, just a slow down like we were expecting. Now, Gilbert had actually one more down market than last year, so kind of flipped a little bit from Chandler, but again, still within what we were expecting to see. You know, a lot of these discussions are going to be, this is what we're probably going to see, and then we look at it and go, yep, that's what's happening. Obviously, it'll be a big deal if we look at it and something dramatically different is happening. And even 1 month, like we had that 1 month, I think it was August this last year, that was a major blip. Like everything looked weird and different. It didn't look like any other statistical month. It was just total anomaly. So obviously when we get one of those, we're going to be like, hey, let's look and see what's happening. And then the next month we see if it goes back to normal or if it's starting a trend. But that's why we do this monthly, especially for Chandler and Gilbert. That's where I'm at. I know a lot of my viewers that watch this, Chandler Gilbert is really the prime area they're at. So that's what kind of why I focus on these two areas. So like I mentioned here on the spread, if we look all the way at the bottom of the list, homes over 3 million, one sold last year, but one didn't sell this year. So that's really gonna skew the average because it was just, and I'm not sure exactly how much it was, but something over 3 million. Anyway, crazy. So I hope you guys are informed. I'm excited about what's going on in the real estate market right now. I mentioned that if you still price a house well, that it moves. So I was looking, if you watch my vlog, you've already heard this story, but I was looking at a house with a client of mine this weekend, and there was a house that had been on the market like 108 days. And right as we're going to offer, they accepted another offer, and so we missed out on that one. So we're looking at another one that we really liked, but we hadn't seen it in person yet. We'd just seen it online. And so we're trying to schedule a showing, and the showing got declined. I'm like, that's odd. So I texted the agent by basically saying, hey, we can look at it a different night or a different day or something like that. And she's like, well, we just accepted an offer. That house went on the market on Saturday, and they accepted an offer yesterday on Monday. So you can still sell a house quickly even though we're starting to see longer days on market. And the way you do that is you market it well, you make it look gorgeous online, because that's what draws people in to come see your house. You have a good house. Obviously, if you got a clunker, you really got to price it funky. But you have a good house, market it well, and you price it well, it's going to move in almost any market. So that's why it's important that if you're looking to sell your home, you have an agent that understands the market well. I do. I look at these numbers all the time. Obviously, every week I share these numbers with you, but I look even more in depth at multiple cities throughout the week. So I know what the market's doing. And so if you're looking to sell your house or you need to sell your house, I would love to sit down and talk with you, show you how we can help you sell your house quickly and for the most money and for the least hassle, basically. So if you're interested or you have questions about what your house is worth, shoot me. There's a contact me up here if you're on Facebook. DM me if you're on Instagram. And YouTube, if you're in the description, my email will be right there. Shoot me an email with your address and let me know, and I'll let you know what I think your house might be valued at. It'll be a ballpark number because I definitely got to get in and see the house, but at least it'll give you an idea of where your starting point is. And if you purchased any time between like 2009 and like 2015, 2016, you probably have a lot of equity in your house. So you may want to find out just because you want to know what kind of money you have available that's within the value of your house. So anyway, appreciate you guys watching. It's been a little long. I apologize. Talked a lot, but have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you guys here next week for the next Tuesday market update. Bye, guys.